On the sixth day the smugglers returned. From a distance, Dante recognized the rig and handling of Jeune Amélie, and dragging himself with affected difficulty toward the landing place, he met his companions with an assurance that, although considerably better than when they quitted him, he still suffered acutely from his late accident. He then inquired how they had fared in their trip. To this question the smugglers replied that, although successful in landing their cargo in safety, they had scarcely done so when they received intelligence that a guard ship had quitted over the port of Toulon and was crowding all sail towards them. This obliged them to make all the speed they could to evade the enemy, when they could but lament the absence of Dante, whose superior skill in the management of a vessel would have availed them so materially. In fact, the pursuing vessel had almost overtaken them when, fortunately, night came on and enabled them to double the Cape of Corsica, and so elude all further pursuit. Upon the whole, however, the trip had been sufficiently successful to satisfy all concerned, while the crew, and particularly Jacopo, expressed great regrets that Dante had not been an equal sharer with themselves in the profits, which amounted to no less than a sum of 50 piastres each. Edmond preserved the most admirable self-command, not suffering the faintest indication of a smile to escape him at the enumeration of all the benefits he would have reaped had he been able to quit the island. But as La Jeune Amélie had merely come to Monte Cristo to fetch him away, he embarked that same evening, and proceeded with the captain to Leghorn. Jacopo just loves Dante so much, doesn't he? I can kind of see him, not to undermine his character at all, but I can kind of see him like a kid seeing Dante again and just being like, you wouldn't believe what happened. We were on the sea, and as we were coming back from the smuggler getting our cargo, then there's a ship and they came at us, and then we were running, and then night came and we were able to escape. You should have seen there. You should have been there. I'm sure that's not how Jacopo should be depicted, but I don't know, his kind of unabashed love and admiration for Dante just, I don't know, puts me in mind. I called him a Bambi character before, but yeah, just like a little puppy, nipping around at Dante's feet in excitement. And also Dante having to go in and out of his performance now as we've kind of followed him through this. The kind of suspension of disbelief moment from chapter 23 where he fell, and again, I still don't fully understand how he didn't injure himself if there was blood around, but again, suspension of disbelief. Here he's like, oh yeah, I'm so glad you guys came back for me. I'm mostly better at this point, but ooh, ow, yeah, if I turn just like a little bit this way, my neck hurts. Yeah, so I still gotta be careful. I'm not completely out of the woods yet, but I'm mostly better. I'm better enough to be able to leave with you tonight. So he's stepping back into this performance, and I need to pause and wonder not why exactly, but to what end. Like, I understand the why. He is being protective of his riches. They aren't off the island yet. He can't secure them in a way that will be able to be utilized to, seek his revenge. But the crew of La Jeune Amélie, especially Jacopo, they seem like the sort of people that he would want to reward with his treasure. Yeah, I guess, yeah, I mean, is it a greed thing where he doesn't want to share yet? Like, he wants control over what he shares, as opposed to having fear that the crew themselves will get greedy and overtake him in kind of a mutinous moment and not allow him to claim the treasure completely as his own, or what exactly? But it's starting to develop this like almost villainous turn, as I've kind of alluded to before. Like, Jacopo seems so pure-hearted, and Dante's deception of him or to him just is starting to feel a little mean-spirited. Maybe not entirely yet, but it's heading in that direction, and it's got me starting to look at Dante with squinted eyes. I don't know about you and your decisions here, Dante, but that's probably the point. Dumas isn't doing anything in a vacuum, so let's just continue here tomorrow with more of chapter 25. Curious where we're going to travel into the unknown, shall we? Till tomorrow, you know where to find me. Okay, goodbye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.